In this video, I will share with you how to write an effective business plan for your business that will jumpstart your success, put you on the right path from the get-go. With the right business plan, you will be able to maximize your potential for success and learn more about your target market than you possibly knew about previously. Business plans don't need to be intimidating or complicated. The most important person to show your business plan to is yourself. Ultimately, it's your business. If you're confident in your business plan, you'll be confident in your business. So, 11 years ago, I started my first business. Back then, my business plan mainly consisted of half sketch notes spread out randomly on a piece of paper. The other half were ideas that randomly popped into my mind that didn't make it to the piece of paper. I was excited about this new business and didn't want to sit down and write a whole bunch of information that didn't seem fun at the time. But I thought I knew what I was doing and I just take it as it comes. It was a great idea, so it was going to work. Well, yes, but looking back now, I can tell you that without a business plan, think of it as kind of swimming against the current the whole time. You make your life unnecessarily more difficult and riskier than needed. However, since implementing business plans going forward, the results and improvements have been twofold for myself. I've even stopped starting some businesses after writing the planning stage, and it opened my eyes to certain pitfalls, proving that it wouldn't work. So if you want to start off the right way, increase your profits and organize your business, then keep watching. I've also created a free template for you to download in the description for your reference, and would probably be good to watch this video with that template. Now let's get into the key elements of your business plan. The first element is the company overview, which is basically an overview of your entire business, followed by the opportunity, which will help you understand if there is a market out there for your business. It includes information about the problem you're solving, your solution, who you plan to sell to, and how your product or services fit into the existing competitive market. Next, we dive into the execution phase, explaining your products and services, which will be unique to your business. With that, we move on to the marketing section, which is basically your plan of attack. Lastly, we will look at the business financials, which again might seem intimidating, but we'll work around that. So starting off with page 1, the overview, which is your business in a nutshell. We will write your business name and what type of legal entity it will be. It will either be a sole proprietorship, partnership, or a company. A business entity is simply a legal structure used to organize your business. Following that, write down a brief description of what your business does exactly. This is also known as your value proposition. And then, what is the mission of your business? This is commonly known as the mission statement and is your business's reason for existing. It's more than just what you do or what you sell, it's also about the why. An example of a mission statement for a hair salon business would be, we aim at inspiring confidence in our clients from the inside out so that they can live their best life. You can think of it also like the company's war cry. Then write down the business's location and where it will be operating from. Lastly, in the overview section, we will want to briefly describe the main roles and responsibilities of the people in the business. Don't overthink this, it's just to create structure and accountability. So in a fundamental business structure, you're looking at the top would be the CEO, and then following down from that would be the different heads of departments such as marketing and sales, operations, finance, human resources. Now the second page of your business plan is going to be the opportunity phase. This phase is so important because it will also force you to think in detail about the business and validate the idea to increase your chances of success. It will help you see if your business has any possible flaws. You will be uncovering everything about the business you are building and who your customers are. Let's start off by identifying the problem. What problem are you going to be solving for your customers? As an example of my hair removal business, my customer's problem was that they wanted a more permanent solution to hair removal. Pretty straightforward, right? Following that, ask yourself, how are your customers solving their problems today? How does your solution solve them? Don't be afraid to speak to people and do some research to make sure it's a genuine problem. A business will only work if you're solving something for the customer. The next very important point is your target market, which is essentially who your business aims to please. Who are you selling to? Ask yourself, who is your ideal customer? How big do you think that market is? A market needs to be big enough to have enough paying customers to make a profit for yourself and be in business. You can have the best idea, but if your market is too small, you won't be able to sustain yourself. Write down your target market demographics. These are the details like age, their gender, household income, level of education. And then write down your target market psychographics, which these are the details like their lifestyle, personal values, their attitude, personalities. The better you narrow down your target market, the better you can understand your customers and know how they think. If you know how they think and what they want, you can use that information to market to them and deliver the services they truly want and understand. As an example, if you have a look at Lush Cosmetics, their target market seems to be primarily women in their 30s or younger, vegan, value social responsibilities like animal cruelty. Now, this doesn't mean that's their only customers, but still, these are characteristics shared by a lot of people within their target market. Then we have a look at the competition. Who else is trying to solve your customers' problems, and what makes your solution better than the competitor? What is the edge that you have? If you don't believe you have any competition, that's either a good thing or a bad thing. First, make sure you understand that competition sometimes can be indirect competition too. Indirect competition is basically when a product or a service is in the same category as you, but different enough to be a substitute for your solution. Pizza Hut and Domino's are direct competitors. However, McDonald's would be an indirect competitor because it still solves the same problem, but with burgers instead of pizza. Make sure you do your research to make sure you take indirect competitors into account. Go back to the problem and solution section and make sure there is enough of a problem not being solved, or that the market size is big enough for everyone to share a piece of the pie. If all seems good still, you could be onto something big then. So you've worked through the opportunity phase and feel confident in your answers. We now move on to the execution phase. In this phase, we will see exactly how you're going to make the business work. The execution phase starts off with describing your products and services. Depending on your business, start off with your primary products. It won't be necessary to list all the products on your shelf. Your bread and butter products are the products that bring in the most revenue consistently. It can also be what you're primarily known for. Start with naming the products, followed by writing down what the outcome result of the product does. So again, as an example of my laser hair removal business again, the result would be reduction in hair after a laser treatment is done. Then go beyond direct results and go one level deeper and describe what transformation experience happened for the customer by using the product or service. So again, for the laser hair removal treatment done, the customer could feel more confident as a person, save hours in the future of wasting time having to shave. A haircut isn't just a haircut. Your customer should leave the business feeling good about themselves. Go deeper. This also helps later down the line with marketing, because it can be also used as a powerful communication method to market to your customers. Speaking about marketing, this brings us to it now. On the next page, we need to think about how to reach this target market of ours. You can have the perfect product, or service, but without a clear strategy on how you're going to make your customers find you, you may as well not exist. Before you can look into advertising and other forms of promotion, ask yourself, where can my ideal customer be found? If you went into detail about your target market, you should be able to find out where they spend their time. Think places like Facebook, maybe conferences or trade shows. Once you know where they spend their time, look at what marketing channels and platforms are best for your business to reach your customers. Finally, how will your branding look like? You want your branding to speak to your customers. If you're going for high-end clientele, your brand needs to communicate that. With this information, you can now look at brand awareness strategy. Write down the best methods you believe will work for your business to bring your business to people's attention. For example, you could have a referral program offering existing customers something in return for spreading the word. Search engine optimization, so your website ranks high on Google for people looking for your service. Brand partnerships, two businesses working together to benefit from each other, or maybe even offer a limited free trial to your services. You really want to make a detailed plan on how you best reach your target market for the best price possible to increase your growth. The next thing you should do is write a brief lead generation strategy also. This is basically how you're going to find your customers directly. Again, this is generally more direct advertising, so think Facebook advertising, Google ads, magazine ads, or maybe exhibiting your business at trade shows. This, of course, all depends on what's best for your business and where your customers are. Lastly, what is your conversion strategy? This is how you convert your leads, which are the interested people, into paying customers. Again, similar examples of this are maybe having excellent customer service or perhaps excellent staff. People will choose you over other businesses for these reasons. If you're a retail store, think about the layout of your store. Ever wonder why grocery stores stack so many items in the aisles while you wait in the queue? Then the final phase is the financials. Most generic business plans suggest you provide sales forecasts, which then you subtract your expenditure to get your profit forecast. I always found this kind of tricky, especially if you're starting a new business. The problem is, what do you base your numbers on? If you don't have any data, you're basically just putting hopeful numbers down. But again, how accurate could that be? So I like to look at it in the way, worst case scenario kind of way. I would much rather underestimate my income in sales. That way I know where I stand and can have a minimum goal to work toward. This firstly helps me put my mind at ease, and secondly gives me a solid number that I know I have to hit. Anything more than that I consider to be a bonus and then keep pushing on. So first ask yourself what your expenses would be to operate your business. With expenses, rather over project them. That way again you play it safer. If your costs are lower in practice, then you're safe. Win-win, right? Once you have your expenses laid out, forecast your sales and goals for the growth you would like to achieve. You can do this for the first year monthly and then jump onto, say, a 5-year plan. Lastly, I like to include a rough draft of the capital required to start the business. This is basically the upfront money you'll need to put down to either buy goods, stock or equipment needed to actually start and run the business. Again, back to my example of a laser clinic, these upfront costs would be the laser machine, therapy beds, rental deposit of the premises, retail and professional stock, to name a few, but you get the idea. Now, if you ever get stuck or feel like you don't have the answers to any of these questions, try researching more or move on to the next section. Sometimes answering one question sparks ideas and answers for another question. There is no wrong or right way to do this. Just try to be as realistic with your answers, because that can be the difference between a successful opportunity and a failed business. Don't worry about making it perfect. The more you are prepared and the more homework you do, the better your chances of the business running smoothly from day one. A business plan is a roadmap. It tells you what you need to know to reach your goals. When you write your business plan, keep it short and simple. Use plain English and avoid complex business jargon. Make it easy for the layman to understand. Download my free template in the description to jumpstart your business planning. If you like this video, consider subscribing to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.